What's up, you guys? Welcome to episode 2 of This Week in Purple Digimon TCG News. I am your host, Joe Dobby, the purple guy for the community. I am kind of like in the niche of only purple content, whether it's fighting against other color decks, against other purple decks, and any news in general. Feel free to like and subscribe if purple is the color for you and you want to learn the ins and outs of the color itself. But that said, we're going to dive into the news. We have a few more leaks to reveal with regards to the advanced deck set. There are a lot of leaks that have kind of gone through the last couple days, but just very quickly, I want to dive into 3 cards in the deck. First, we're going to go over Yamon. Inheritable skill here: when attacking once per turn while this Digimon has Wizard or Demon Lord in its traits, trash the top 2 cards of your deck. I love this. It's an even better version of the Pagumon that we have, I think, in BT2. This allows you to just trash the top 2 cards of your deck, accelerating your Beelzemon plays faster, or any Demon Lords for that matter. You can even do Creepymon now this way. So for example, if you have a Creepymon, it actually asks you to trash the top 2 cards. Then if you were able to trash 4, you get to play a level 5 or lower. Correct me if I am wrong, but I think this does proc alongside with it, and this actually triggers a lot more trashing effects, such as Deathslinger and, the cards that have already been released that we are aware of. So I do like this. If it wasn't for the Wizard and Demon Lord caveat, this would be my kind of staple egg besides Demi-Meramon. Next, we've got Candlemon. I love this card. It's a Tapermon, so to speak, that is specific to the Beelzemon deck and the milling kind of archetype. On play, trash the top 2 cards from the top of your deck, so that's pretty good. And then on deletion, if your trash contains 10 or more cards, you get to draw 1. So this allows for that quick rush, and if you have 8 cards trashed, you get to basically get to 10, so on deletion, you're looking at a draw 1 there. It's a little bit slower than the on deletion Tapermon, I think from BT2 or 3, but that said, I still do like this card a lot. If at the very least, it allows you to accelerate your trash and get to your win condition sooner. Last but not least, we've got Phascomon here, cute little demon koala blocker. Your turn, this Digimon can't attack players. That is totally fine. What I like about Phascomon is it kind of adds a little bit more to the Dark Animal Undead Digivolution scheme, that little archetype that we've seen, but just hasn't seen enough support or strength in comparison to the meta. So that kind of undead deck has been really hard to kind of navigate competitively. However, Phascomon might help a little bit because it is a dark animal and is a rookie. So if you are trying to run Grand Drachmon, I know there are some hardcore Dandevis, Grand Drachmons. Some people really fall into, these really cool purple Digimon. Phascomon might be the rookie that you want to bring out from trash and prevent your opponent from an early swing or a mid-game swing if you do have that Grand Drachmon out. So pretty good Digimon there. So that is pretty much it for the leaks. I actually want to add a small segment called What in the Deck Is That? Shout out to this Digimon TCG channel in Japan that kind of showcased this deck list. And in addition to that, I did find this on Twitter. Shout out to the Digimon TCG Japan main account. I was so excited when I saw this that I built it myself, and then I realized Tuarmon, the level 4 black purple Digimon, which is kind of crucial to this deck, and the Chikrimon and Mad Leomon armor mode are all BT11. So I wanted to build this for BT10. I might still try to force it, but you definitely need that Tuarmon at the very least. Otherwise, getting into that black Wargreymon could be difficult. But I was just so impressed by the spice of this deck. I'm going to do a little bit of a background. BT11 Bagra Rush is kind of what I call it. I don't know what they call it. Unfortunately, I can't really understand or read Japanese. But Tuarmon is the main bridge, it seems, because you can place Tuarmon underneath kind of like one of your tamers or in the trash. And then when you Jogress into Chimera, potentially keeping your turn because of the missed memory boosts, because of, the effects of U mono, you get to then burst as you digivolve into Black War Greymon when you add Tuarmon underneath that Chimera. And then as you burst, you gain a ton of memory because the inheritable effects of almost all of these Bagra Army Digimon is when this card is trashed due to an effect, you gain a memory back. So this actually allows you to gain a lot more memory every time that Black War Greymon digibursts, and you can then either play the Buzzing Fist card to recycle some of those trashed cards and place them underneath Tamers, for example, or you can just straight up play Blast Mode and kind of just go ham from there. So pretty cool deck. I really want to test this out. For me, this is a 4 spice out of 5. So this is a 4 peppers out of 5 in terms of the heat that this deck brings, and I cannot wait to kind of play it and test it out for myself. Next, we're going to go into the Purple Market Watch. I wanted to showcase 2 of the potential upcoming decks. I know that as a community, we are going to be experimenting with Beelzemon now that there's the Balmon and the new Beelzemon support. We might be, playing around with the deck. It is a little bit quicker this time around as well. And in addition to that, I wanted to look into the Lilithmon prices because in Minervamon Loop, you may want 1 or 2. Some people go crazy and get 3 of these cards in their deck. So we're going to do a quick review. So regular art Lilithmon isn't bad here, sitting at $18. I don't see this going lower than $18, to be honest, unless people start buying basically 1.0 boosters again, or 1.5 boosters. I just honestly don't see this card going lower than $18. It's probably going to stabilize at this price. $15 to $20 is what you're looking for in a regular art Lilithmon. The alternate art is sitting at a very strong $40 here, and the other luxury arts like the Digifest and the Winter Pack are actually, out of stock. So these might fetch a hefty price, probably similar to the alternate art Lilithmon, maybe even higher for the winner card, because those I believe are rarer. Next, diving into the Beelzemon here. Beelzemon EX2, honestly, $2, not too bad at all. I can see this bumping up a little bit as we get closer to BT11, but right now this is probably going to sit at a very comfortable $2 to $3 USD. The alt art, the special release booster secret rare Beelzemon, sorry about that, which is roughly $24 to $25. This could see a little bit of a spike in price, but right now I feel like the hype is dying down as we've kind of gone through the release of that structure deck to be released in March, if I'm not mistaken. So I believe this price is just going to sit there and it's going to look good. The secret is actually potentially played right now, like in BT10. I would play it in BT10 because you get to play like an Impmon Rush style deck that has focus on Balmon, and then you partner that potentially with just Blast Modes or with this new Beelzemon in BT10 that is sitting at $1. So not too bad. For an uncommon, it's kind of high, not gonna lie. Like I'd pay 50 cents for an uncommon, so I would wait for that. That's a pre-release price, so don't go for that. The Alt Art EX2 Beals is out of stock and at $40, so that out of stock could lead to a negotiation from the seller to increase that market price a little bit, because it's like, that's what I would do, honestly. As a seller, I'd be like, it's out of stock, so it's gonna be in demand. Like, I will probably want to ask for $45 to $50 plus shipping, just to get a little bit more out of that, honestly. But some people don't. Some people just charge market price, and good for you if you do that. We got regular art Beelzemon Blast Mode here, the secret rare in EX2. It's sitting at $30. I can see that because honestly, in the advanced premium deck. There's another blast mode, and you can run either or, in my opinion, but I think the other one could be a little bit better for what the deck is trying to do. So this blast mode will probably see that $30 market price go down as we kind of progress. Like, I don't think there'll be a lot of Beelzemon players in BT10, so this will kind of just chill out a little bit with more stock. But that out of stock price, man, once I see out of stock, I'm thinking that price is gonna sit or it's gonna go higher based on what's revealed, what's leaked, what buyouts. Do not, please guys, like, leave some for everybody. Let everybody enjoy the power that is Lilithmon and Beelzemon. No buyouts. Beelzemon alternate art here, the secret rare, $60. That is hefty. I'm glad that I have two, and I'm glad that I got one of them actually when it was only sitting at $30, because a lot of people thought this card was kind of butt. And I'm very glad that I hoarded Beelzemon when I could, because I'm a collector of Beelzemon, Metal Gars, and all that. So I don't actually play these alts, so I like that it's sitting at the $60, but it's gonna be very expensive if you try to build this deck. And last but not least, the alt art blast mode, sitting at a lower price actually than the Beelzemon secret rare. However, at $50 out of stock, I could see this going a little bit higher. EX2 was not really like a chase half set at all, apart from the hardcore like Beelzemon fans or maybe Sakuya players and all that, and the pull rates were pretty decent in my opinion. So yeah, the only thing is it was hard to get the Crimson mode and Blast mode. Like for me, I out of like 6 boxes, I pulled like 4 Crimson actually, and then like 2 alt arts, so I didn't even get a Blast mode. So depending on how people have been pulling, you could be seeing this price go up or down, but I think $50 is not too bad. We are diving into the tech card of the week, and I said it at the kind of like semi discussion video that I am part of with Max Para, shout out Max Para, that I am running Ogremon in BT10 quite a bit, and for 2 big reasons. Ogremon's on-play effect is you can trash 1 card in your hand to delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon, so we all love that. In Minervamon, this is great because when your opponent plays a memory blocker, let's say Madoki Betamon, and you have that Minervamon out, you can play Ogremon from trash to trash yet another potential target, and then use that Ogremon to actually delete the memory blocker. So it's pretty powerful in my opinion in Minerva. As much as you would like to keep Kinkakumon, personally I'll probably try running 2 Ogremon before I even consider that. However, on the other hand, you can also run Ogremon in the undead deck, in the Grand Drachmon deck, because of Skull Balukimon. So Skull Balukimon is actually really good. So when you would trash Skull Balukimon by an effect, you can digivolve one of your Digimon into an undead or dark animal for paying its cost. So you can immediately digivolve this Ogremon into, for example, a Dex Dorugoramon from trash, resolving all of its effects if you can trash an X-antibody or a or it was digivolved from trash. So basically you can gain a memory back if you trash an X-antibody or a Dex, and you can also delete a level 4 because you digivolved from trash, if I'm not mistaken. That was the effect, which is pretty good. Or if you choose to digivolve this Ogremon off the Skull Balukimon that you just trashed, on deletion you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon until the end of your opponent's next turn. So this Skull Balukimon all of a sudden gets that stack. So if you are facing, security control and they have like a Magna out and you've got a rookie, and your rookie swings and it hits removal and it hits this Skull Baluki or whatever, you can delete that Magna. So pretty nice. It protects the stack, so you can allow yourself basically to hit that desired level 6 that you want to hit, especially in BT10, where I feel that some players, or a lot of players, will keep to their OTK style Melga, Grandis. Some people might even stick with Alphamon decks, and Black War Gray Gaio will see, I think, increased play this time around, because of Cross Wars or Cross Heart. Just deleting Tamers could be so impactful. So I think this deck might have its time, man. Just this combo alone could be pretty good depending on how you build the deck. But yeah, last but not least, I like to add a little bit of fun into these news segments. So we've got guest T Macaroni. Shout out T Mac, the boy. He is a ride or die green player. Green is his favorite color. That said, he does dabble in the other colors when green straight up disappoints him. And this is a 3-minute segment of Loves Green but Sees Pain. What's up with this color? T-Mac, take it away.
What is up, guys? It's your boy T-Mac. And you want to know what grinds my gears? Green. The color green is such a good color in the Digimon card game, but yet it's so bad. It's so polarizing. Like, think about this. So, we have cards like Ebon Wubon, Lotusmon, and among others that in theory they seem like good cards, but in practice they're absolute trash. And if you have followed the game for quite some time, which like I have, you'll get to realize that this is quite frequent for Green. Green never gets that explosive card where it's just like, oh, this card is going to be meta changing, or this card's going to be like different, you know, it's gonna be explosive, it's gonna change the game in any way, shape, or form. Green never gets that. Green just gets, oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, we'll try it out. And then you try it out, and then it just turns out to be straight booty cheeks. Like, for example, here is a card that I want to talk about. Ebon Wumon. Initially, when this card came out, people thought it was going to be so busted, you know, like, oh, you're going to have to pay to unsuspend your dudes, and this card's going to be cracked. And then we get it, and then it flops. Like, and that's the thing with Green that continues to happen throughout the sets. Yes, we do get some pretty decent green cards in the form of Bloom Lordmon, and then in EX3 we also get Hydramon. But even in BT10, Bloom Lordmon still doesn't cut it by himself. We always seem like we're one set behind. And I know a bunch of you guys are going to be like, oh, but T-Mac, we get, you guys have HPD, you guys can reduce the cost by 5, ha ha ha, HPD, most busted card ever printed. Well, that is debatable, but still Green doesn't get anything. Like, we always have to be mixing and mingling in other colors just to be efficient. Like, let's take a look. Green Hybrid had to mix it with red to be efficient. Grand Kuwagamon, or Grandest Kuwagamon, we had to mix it with red to be efficient. Let's see, like, you look at Pyultramon, like, we have Dino B and we have Stingmon, but yet that whole archetype we have to mix it with blue to be efficient. Green hasn't had a decent just I do well by myself card since probably Refleezemon back in BT5, or even further beyond that with Ceresmon for like the OG 1.5 meta. Like, when does Green eventually get a color meta to itself? That's what I want to see.
That is all for episode 2 of This Week in Purple, Digimon TCG News. I was once again your host, Joe Dobby, and I will continue to make these episodes as long as you guys continue to be down to see them. I've got some stuff brewing as well. Let me know in the comment section what is something that you are interested in seeing and what are more suggestions that you might want to see for the channel. That said, thank you guys so much for watching, and peace.